Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little bit, but I thought I would come back just to do a one-off podcast episode about my Coachella experience this past weekend. This was my 5th year going, so super senior, and I've been going with the same group of people for all of the past years of my life. I love them so much, but I always have such a great time. It's literally my favorite weekend of the entire year, more than Christmas, more than my birthday, more than any other holiday, and I always have such distinct memories every single year, craziness, drama that goes down, and I feel like I've never really documented it, so I thought it would be fun to document what happened this year so I can look back on it, and also that you guys can laugh and just kind of experience Coachella with me. So I'm going to just do a little context recap of each of the 3 days, who I was with, who I saw, but I thought it would be fun to do it with you guys. So let's get started. I'm going to actually pull up the Coachella day-by-day schedule lineup so you guys can follow along too if you guys would like to. And the people I go with the size of the group always changes a lot, but inherently the core people have always stayed the same, which are my best friend Dwayne and Lynette, Scott, and Joyce. And there's actually another girl, Amanda, who also comes with us. She was also there, but she just came in a different group. But that core group has always gone since 2016. And the groups have been as large as, 30 people. This year it was half of that. It was 15 people. And it really, the first year, we were only, 6 people, and it was really small, really intimate. And I will truly say that no matter how big your group is, it's really fun no matter what. It's just a different kind of fun. Like our first year when it was just, the 6 of us, it was super intimate. We went to almost every set together. We were always together, and we got really, really close that year. And I'm actually so grateful that the first year was that small, because they were actually people I met for the first time, and they are my friends, half a decade later. You truly do get so close to the people that you go with, especially if it's a small group. I got invited by my friend Joyce in 2016. I just moved to LA after graduating, and my best friend Dwayne was in SF, and we decided, just kind of like on a whim that Coachella sounded like something fun to do and an LA experience. So we decided to go, but she invited also Amanda that I knew from college, but I didn't really know Scott and Lynette. It was actually my first time meeting them. I knew of them in college. But day one in 2016, I didn't really even see them because me and Dwayne drove up on our own. And I guess I'm just doing like a history of Coachella for me, starting from 2016. And it was just an amazing experience. But I will say that for Coachella specifically, what I've come to learn in the past 5 years is that you can truly never do Coachella perfectly. You will never see every single act you want to see, even if you don't want to see anybody. You will still make so many mistakes. Like my first year, I knew 3 people. I knew Ellie Goulding, James Bay, and one other person. I forgot his name is escaping me. And I only wanted to see those 3, and I did see those 3, but I think the biggest mistake that I made that year was leaving Sunday night, which meant I missed so many people. I missed like the Chainsmokers, I missed Sia, I missed I think Calvin Harris. I just missed all of the ending acts and didn't really have the full experience because I just missed Friday. And then I left early Sunday, and then I worked on Monday, which was not that bad. I was, I think I was, how old was I in 2016? I think I was 23, 24. So I was really young. Had peak energy, but I feel like if you want to do Coachella, you should really commit to doing all 3 days, taking Monday off, because Friday you're still in real life. That's another thing I want to talk about, is how Coachella is really a different experience than any other festival you will go to. It might be more similar to Tomorrowland or EDC, but not so much like these city festivals. When you are able to go completely away and just be immersed in this deserted space in which responsibility and just any stress in the world is not able to affect you, it's just such a different experience. But the thing is, Friday, you are still in reality. You are still trying to adjust to the energy and the mindset of Coachella. And so Friday, I do want to say, if you're not really having that great of a time, which is usually the case because, you're traveling, you're flying in, you're getting adjusted, you don't know the lay of the land or the map, you don't know how, the flow goes stage to stage, you could still pretty much have a pretty bad time on Friday. But I will say, on Saturday and Sunday, you do get the hang of it. You understand what this is. You understand the vibe in which everyone conducts themselves. So yeah, that was my first Coachella. It was so amazing. I was I want to do this every single year after that first time. I saw Disclosure the first year too, I was just introduced to so many people that I never really knew about. And so that's another great thing about it. Like, yes, there are the headliners that everybody knows. This year it was Harry Styles, Billie Eilish, and The Weeknd, but all of the small artists that you learn to fall in love with is just also so amazing, which took me into 2017, where our group got much bigger. It was the year, I would say, probably one of the bigger years. 2018, I would say, is the biggest year because that was the year with Beyonce. But 2017 was still so amazing. It had Lady Gaga, it had Kendrick Lamar, Radiohead, and yeah, it was just such an amazing year because I really knew what the fuck I was doing. Like, this is the time to have fun. This is time to try things you've never tried before, whether that's just meeting new people, being open to just having a good time without being self-conscious. And I really kind of want to harp on that point for a second about being self-conscious. Like, a lot of people give Coachella so much crap about being about aesthetics and being vapid and being content farming experience of you're not here for the music, you're here to take pictures and things like that. But like, for me, it's really not. I would say it's a couple of things. One, I get to see my friends who don't live in the same city as I do once a year, and I get to really, really bond with them and really catch up on their lives. The most amazing, best setting in the world, and there's not that much planning involved besides housing and just getting the damn ticket. Whereas I feel like if you're trying to plan a trip, like, some people don't want to go to Mexico, or some people don't want to go to, the beach versus snowboarding. And I feel like Coachella is just like, okay, just get there and that's it. And so that's one big reason I get to see my friends who I never get to see. Two, I feel like the sense of self-consciousness and self-awareness kind of goes away. Yes, it's still there, but I never feel as free as when I do at Coachella. I get to wear exactly what I want to wear and actually go a little bit more crazier than that. So yeah, I just feel so free. And then thirdly, it's just the best music in the world. So another thing that people complain about Coachella is like, oh, it's expensive. You're paying $400 for one weekend. And to that I say, it's like, if you saw Harry Styles, Billie Eilish in the weekend and you got one ticket per person, you were sitting in mezzanine, which is probably the cheapest ticket, it would be minimum $100 plus tax plus fees, probably $150. $150 times 3, $450 already. That is more money than Coachella. And plus, like, I would say around 100 other acts that you could catch that weekend. And the artists don't only just show up. This is the biggest music event of the year. You will see only the hits, hit after hit after hit. It's not like their weird, like, album introduction tour. It's like, this is it. Like, if Billie Eilish shows up, she's going to do Bad Boy, she's going to do Ocean Eyes, she's going to do her biggest hits. Same with Harry Styles. Same with all of these other people. They're going to really show out because this is where other artists also experience their music too. So they're there to really perform, and it's not just like, oh, I'm stopping by Cincinnati on my like 50 city tour. And yeah, so I feel like those are some of the main reasons why I would like to shut down some of the arguments and just like hatred against Coachella, because it's just like, if you've never been, it's so easy to hate from your couch, or like look at all the content that's coming out and being like, oh, I'm not there, but I love sitting on my couch more. It's like, bitch, like, I also love sitting on the couch and watching TV, but like, can you not just let me have my fun and let me see Tame Impala, Ariana Grande, Childish Gambino, and there's also no seating, right? So if I'm obsessed with Ariana Grande, I can wait, a couple sets before and get on the railing. That is not really a thing, like, at concerts, unless you are sitting in the mosh, or you're waiting in the mosh, and everyone is just, even though there is VIP, there's artist pass, there's all these things, like, everyone's just there to have a really good time. And honestly, sometimes GA is better than like going to these parties. Like, I went to my first Coachella party that was outside of Coachella this year. It was the 88 Rising party, and my friend Jenny from Amazon Music and just my previous jobs got me in. It's so funny because we always joke that she is an Asian Japanese fisherman at heart and in a different life, and she's the one getting me into these Asian parties. But yeah, she got me to the 88 Rising party, and it was really cool. It was super close to the festival. We actually walked to the festival after we were done with the party. We entered, they shuttled us to this like kind of mansion, and people were doing interviews. There was free food like dumplings and just like little bites like pizza bagels and stuff like that. And there was a pool, there was karaoke, there was just like a couple small exhibit things that you could take pictures with. It was really chill. Like, it wasn't like something super crazy or anything. I'm so grateful to be invited and see some of my friends there. But yeah, I don't think any of the parties are like so amazing. Maybe it's just because I went to just this super chill day one, but Coachella itself is the main event. And so I really highly recommend like going and having an open mind if you're thinking about going once in your life. I am notorious for saying, oh yeah, this is like, I'm just going to try it once and then getting addicted to it. Like I thought I was going to be in New York for 1 year. Look at me 3 years later. Like I am also a huge proponent of joy. And I know that sounds weird. Joy, like everyone wants to be happy, everyone wants to be joyful, but I think growing up, I was really shamed into certain areas, shamed in areas of my female joy, and whether that was like really loving K-pop boy groups or really loving Taylor Swift and really loving social media and YouTubers, but like literally so much of my life has been extensions of just loving what I love and people being excited because I'm excited. And I am no longer about this whole guilty pleasure culture and making fun of female joy culture. Like love what you love, and there are going to be other people who love it too, and just be okay with that. And like there's no really need to be ashamed of that. And so I'm really not ashamed anymore when it comes to Coachella and like loving it. Yes, it's basic. Yes, it's like maybe not the like most, it's maybe more of the mainstream thing to do, but like mainstream is mainstream for a reason. If I really love listening to One Direction, like I don't really care anymore if people think that's stupid, and that's how I feel about Coachella. So like yes, it's easy to be miserable, but I also think like, I don't know if this is coming off correctly, but sometimes it's harder to choose joy. Like sometimes it's easier to be critical, and it's harder to be okay with thinking that people are going to think you're lame and basic, and just being good with that. So that was my whole spiel of why I love Coachella and clapping back at the haters. But let's just go through the weekend. So in preparation for Coachella, I didn't do as much this year. I had like, you know, my most favorite outfit was my mom's swimsuit from a long time ago with just like orange pants. I did get a hate comment that it looked like Dora the Explorer, but whatever. I will own it. And it was my favorite outfit. I felt the most comfortable in it. I wore pants all 3 days. I was not really about the skirt culture, skirt life this year. And yeah, I had a sweet sequin day. I had a psychedelic. I think all my outfits are pretty 70s, but yeah, I was just really not super about buying new shit for Coachella this year. I just wanted to kind of see what I already had, which was great. I got my nails done. I got this really cool black and white psychedelic nails, which are on my Instagram highlights if you want to take a look. And that's pretty much it. I used a lot of my friends' like makeup and colors. I tried colored eyeshadow for the first time, which was really fun. And my hair was down most of the days, so that was kind of just like the preparation of Coachella. And then Friday we got there. Oh, we actually got there Thursday, which was like the first time we've ever gone the night before, which I thought was such a good idea because we, you know, had dinner together. We were able to drive up there slow without being stressed out. There was a little traffic. It took us around 4 hours, whereas it usually takes us like, 2 hours and 30 minutes. And we were just like kind of cruising into the weekend. I do kind of regret the fact that I worked because I got there early. I got to LA on Monday so that I could kind of adjust to LA, but I had to wake up at 6 a.m. every single day. And so I don't know how I would have done it any differently, but because I was waking up at 6 a.m. every single day, I woke up at 6 a.m. on Friday, which made me really, really tired for the rest of the day because I was just up for so long. Saturday, Sunday was better because I woke up later because I was getting adjusted, but I don't know. Maybe I would just take off Thursday next year so I can like sleep in like my friend Dwayne was able to. And then I think I would also take off Tuesday next year because I was just so tired this whole week. Like I'm drained. I'm really feeling like I'm not 30 yet, but I'm really feeling the 30s already. Like I don't know. So yes, we got there Thursday, we slept. Friday was a day where we got ready for literally like 4 hours. It's just we didn't really have that much to do. We woke up early. We wanted to get there by like 2, 3. Woke up at like, we started getting ready at like 9 after lunch. And yeah, I just took my sweet, sweet time. Surprisingly, I got the least amount of photos that day. But who did we see on Friday? We got there and I think we went straight to Ravina, which was great. She was actually great. And then we went to Dondala for a second. And then we went to Let's see. We wanted to go to Purple Disco Machine, but something that we forgot was Yuma has such a long line. Like, to get into Yuma, it takes freaking forever. So we missed Purple Disco Machine, decided just to head back to Mojave for Carly Rae Jepsen, but we saw like Ari Lennox just like on the way there. And then at Carly, we, had such a great time with the girls and the gays, and we're like, okay, it's time for Nikki. So we went to Nikki. I saw my really close friend Jana, who loves Coachella as much as I do, and we saw her. Her set actually broke down for a second, which was so crazy that happened. And then after Nikki, Maddion was going to play after. People were staying for Maddion, but me and Dwayne decided to go eat. And the whole weekend, I just had rice, orange chicken, chow mein, like this one store, or one restaurant, I just kept going back because I just needed some rice in my life. I don't eat that much when I'm at Coachella. It's like a known fact that me and my friend Dwayne just like don't eat because we're just not hungry. We're so excited. We just like we're just feeding off the energy, So we just sat at the food court. Our feet were kind of just like hurting. And then where did we go after? I feel like some of our group went to Peggy Gal, tried to go to Peggy Gal, but Yuma was so packed that they couldn't go in. Some people went to Phoebe Bridgers. I think we just took a pretty long... Oh, you know what? We went to Lil Baby. Lil Baby was low-key lit. I kind of forgot how much I love hip-hop. But Lil Baby, I thought he was going to bring out Drake, but he did not. I was faked out by Drake because he posted on his story that he was coming to Coachella. I was faked out by Odessa. They posted that they were coming to Coachella. They both did not perform. And yeah, so we went to Lil Baby, and then we're like, oh, we have a little time before Pink Sweats. But just ended up going to Pink Sweats early. Most of our group went to Phoebe Bridgers. My friend Scott went to Baby Keem and went fucking ham. He lost his glasses. He was like moshing out of his mind. And Pink Sweats was so good. He was actually better than when I've seen him before. He brought out Sabrina Claudio. He brought out CK, who sings like, oh, I'm so obsessed, the Nuan TT song that's pretty viral on TikTok. So yeah, we saw them. And then it was like a really big split after there. Like, people went to Alyssa Child, people went to Epic High. I really, really, really regret not going to Epic High. Like, huge regrets about not going to Epic High. They played Fly High. They played their old stuff, which I was nervous about that they weren't going to. I ended up going to Daniel Caesar, which overall he was pretty sleepy set, and like, from being awake since 6 a.m., I was just like so tired that he was just making me sleepier. However, he did bring out Justin Bieber, which was, I just needed to see my little fuckboy Bieber, you know what I'm saying? So seeing him was so great. And then we saw Mr. fucking Harry Styles, and he brought out Shania Twain. He played 2 new songs. His intro was this very like, how would I say it? Alice in Wonderland. There was 2 bunnies like fucking each other, and he started out with As It Was, and it was just like really, it was pretty packed in the crowd, but I've been to a Billie Eilish packed crowd, and it's so claustrophobic. But Harry Styles, I didn't feel claustrophobic at all. Like, I felt very, like I had people very close to me, but I don't know, I felt very calm, and the people around us were very polite. He played my favorite song, which is Cherry, and he played a One Direction song, and the Shania Twain really just like did it over for us because he played, dun 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 dun, and you're still the one I love, na, 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 na. Yeah, so that was just so epic, and he's just a great performer. And then I think he had like 2 songs left, but we didn't want, all of our friends already went home by that time, and we were literally the last ones there, and our friends were just like, we're fucking cold, like hurry up and get out of the Harry Styles crowd. And we were like the last of our group to leave, so we left with 3 songs left to go. So I didn't see Fine Line, but it took us honestly like a really long time to get out because we left at 12:45, but our friends who left at 11 did not know how to get through the car crowd, and so we got there earlier even though we left like an hour later, which was absolutely wild. We did prefer parking pass, so I think that helped a lot in terms of getting out. But yeah, it was just a great first day. But as I mentioned earlier, Friday, you're still kind of getting into the zone. Like, people don't really understand what's going on. Like, it's really fun. We saw so many people, but we're still kind of like getting in the zone. So that was Friday. And then we slept. We were so tired. And then we moved on to Saturday, which was Billie Eilish Day. Yeah, so for Saturday, let's see. We got up, not like crazy early or anything. We got up and we decided that the first act we wanted to see was, I don't even know how to pronounce this. It's like this French group, L'Impératrice. Yeah, so that was the first one, and they came on at like literally pretty late. Like, I think they started at 3:45. So we went to them first, and they were so great, so cute. and we actually stood near the ADA disabled section. So it was like a pretty, like, there was a lot of wind. It wasn't hot. Coachella is very hot, you guys. I feel like I got some sunspots. I got a tan. Like, it's really, really hot. But at night, it's really, really cold. So I also recommend getting a locker so that you and your friends, you just need one locker and you can put all of your backpacks or jackets and flannels in there and just grab it towards the nighttime. We were super excited, but we did miss emo night. We missed the Wallows, but we missed Japanese breakfast. I missed Giveon. What the fuck was I doing this day? We saw Rina Sawayama. What was I doing? Like, literally, there's, like, a huge chunk of time where it's just, like, nothing was happening. And then I went to Disclosure, I guess. I should have gone to 88 Racing. So this is where my biggest regret ever at Coachella. Like, I think ever at Coachella has happened. Just massive mistakes. We ended up choosing Disclosure over 88 Rising. And we stayed at Disclosure for the entire set. Sam Smith did not come out. But we ended up there for the entire set. And we were told only later, I think the next day, that 20 my queens of high school, my friend Vivian came with us this year, and me and her would just sing 21 since we were 14 years old. And they were there. They did their surprise guests. They were the surprise guests for CL, and they were there, and we were not there. We were listening to Disclosure, but it was just like a crazy, like, day, Saturday. I don't know. It just felt like there was so many more people. It was so much more packed. Like, you really, really couldn't find anyone. I feel like Friday and Sunday you could find people, but I don't know. Like, I feel like once you left the group on Saturday, you will never find them again type vibe. So we stayed together. We were at Disclosure. We went to Flume. I ended up not seeing Brockhampton's final performance ever, which is really sad because my mid-20s were really, really, defined by Brockhampton, like their music. So it was sad not to see them, but we chose Flume over them. And then we saw Danny Elfman, which was creepy, but also really cool because he brought his orchestra, which I thought was fucking lit. And then we saw Meg Thee Stallion. We were literally just Coachella outdoor stage and Coachella main stage and outdoor stage, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We didn't really go towards like any of the tents. And yeah, we saw Danny Elfman, then we went to Meg Thee Stallion, then we went to Stromae, which was he was so good. Meg Thee Stallion was also so lit. She did such a great job. All the girls just like went off, and then Stromae, and then Billie Eilish. We saw Billie Eilish for like just like not too long of a set. And then we went home. And Saturday, that was it. Like, it went by so fast, and I don't know what the hell I was doing just that day in the beginning. Like, at the end, I was very present. I was there for every portion, but the beginning of the day, I was just living life. I think I ate or something. Like, I was like, I need to eat. So that was Saturday. I was definitely way more in the Coachella just mindset that day, which was good because I needed to be in the mindset a little bit more than Friday. So finally, we're on the last day, and I will close after talking about Sunday. So Sunday was really, honestly, my favorite day, which is so surprising because Sunday I'm usually really sad because, it's coming to an end. I feel like we just got into the zone. Now we have to get out of the zone. But I was having such a great day this day, except at the end. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. But we went to the 88 Rising party around 1 p.m. and it was really great. We went with my friends Kat and Andy. Dwayne came too, and we just like had a good little day party with them. We took pictures. We did karaoke. I saw my friend Jenny, and then we got to the festival around like 3:30 because my friend Kat really wanted to see Alec Benjamin, and then me and my friend Charles, we really wanted to see Emotional Oranges, so we split up after that. And then we went to Sonara. So I didn't go to Sonara or Yuma all weekend. I ended up never going to Yuma, which is sad, but I went to Sonara and we went to Viagra Boys, and I was like, what the fuck is Viagra Boys? And it was very much exactly what you're expecting, just like scream raging rock music, which was fine, but I was just like, I need water, I need a drink. So I didn't know, but Sonara has like a bar in the back and they sold wine. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to, do some wine. I've never drank at Coachella, so I want to drink. So I was like, Dwayne, do you want to drink? And then she was like, no, I just want water. And I was like, no, like she needs to drink wine with me. So I got 2 wines, and then I got the water, and then I was trying to go back to my friends Charles, Dwayne, and Karina. But they were like, oh, sorry, like you can bring the waters down, but you have to drink the alcohol all here. So I chugged the 2 wines, and within probably 10 minutes, I'm feeling so good. I am just like, just on cloud 9, I think. And then I met up with like so many people on this day. I met up with my friend June. I met up with my friend Amanda, Jane, Tom, Yuri, just so many people this day when I was in the best mood. And then from Viagra Boys, we went to this beer garden, which I've never been to either. And we, I bought some seltzers and some beers for my friends. But then I was like, bro, I need everyone to be at the same level as me because I was just like yelling at people like in a funny way, and I was like, everyone needs to do wine like me. So then we go back to Sonora, and I think Crumb is playing or something, and I buy everybody 2 glasses of wine. I don't know what I was thinking. My bank account is really like crying at this point, and I get everybody 2 glasses of wine. I do that, chug those down, and then we go to Maggie Rogers. So Maggie Rogers, if you don't know her, she's like folk music, and I was not expecting her to be good because I went to a Maggie Rogers set a couple years back and I just didn't really hear her very well, and I was just like whatever about her. But I went to the set and it was truly life-changing. Like, I love her. I've been only listening to Maggie Rogers now. Everybody was in such a good mood, like around me, like my whole crew. We were outside. It was a little hot, but not too hot. And she was just singing all the songs that me and my friends knew. And it was just such a redemption from a couple years back where we were a little bit too fucked up to like get too close to Maggie. But this one was outdoors and we were just like jumping all around and really we're like in the full-fledged Coachella mood. And I actually was dancing so hard, all the stuff fell out of my bag. I picked it up, thankfully. But just on that point, I would be really careful with your stuff at Coachella. My friend got all of her stuff stolen, her driver's license, her everything inside of her fanny pack. I've gotten my car keys stolen. My friend got her phone stolen. So just be really careful. So we went to Maggie Rogers. We were fucking lit. And then we went to Dave. I don't think we saw anybody in between. I think we were trying to see Fred again, but we missed it. But we went to Dave, and it was really good. And actually, he was one of my favorite acts because he was really just like, looked so humble, so just like about his craft of rap. And he's like more drill, but he was just showed up and just really showed out. And he brought up like one of his fans, which is like a huge risk, this random white guy who just knew every single one of his words. And it was lit. Like, we were just living life. And after Dave, we were like, I don't know if we saw anybody else. We went to Doja Cat, and this is where my biggest mistake happened. So I was feeling so good that I decided, and I already had an edible like earlier on in the day, but I wanted to keep up the level of vibe and high energy I was having. So I was like, oh, me and Juang will take another edible. And mind you, like, I take 2.5, which is really small, on like if I just want something light, and then 5 if I want something like pretty intense for like a concert. Earlier on the day when I was like drinking wine and stuff, I took 10. So I think that's why I was also feeling so good. But then I decided a Doja Cat that I was going to take another 10. So 20. I've never done 20 in my entire life, but for some reason, me and Dwayne thought that was a good idea to take 20. I was literally floored, like on the ground, couldn't move, couldn't open my eyes, couldn't like dance, couldn't do anything. I was just on the ground with my head in my hands, just praying that this would be over. Like, why did I take so much weed? It was just not a good idea. And so I missed most of Doja Cat. I missed most of Swedish House Mafia. I was too tired to even wait for the weekend because Swedish House was supposed to start at 10:30. They started at like 11:30, and then the weekend came out probably way past midnight, and that was it. That was how I ended it. It was a huge mistake. I wish I should have just gotten like one more wine, I think, instead of adding more weed. So yeah, that was that. I think Sunday I could have seen a little bit more people. All I saw was like, honestly, 3 people, but one of them was my favorite act for the whole weekend. So I think 2 of them were my favorite acts for the whole weekend. But yeah, I think I'm going to pretty much close it off here because I've already been rambling for 40 minutes. But I have so many more Coachella stories like that if you guys want to hear more. But I really appreciate you guys listening to this, and I love you so much. I will be back soon with videos. And until then, I'll talk to you soon. Love you guys. Bye.